It's the Daily Post Political Analysis with Harry Addison, Mark O'Brien, and Terence Malapa.
Okay, welcome to one other edition of Vanuatu Daily Post Snap election update, and I'm very important. We've listened very carefully. We got with me Mark O'Brien, who is with me on the left side to me, and then on the right side me Terence Malapa, and we like to welcome me everyone to this special edition. And I mean last one too from just few days by election law next week. Firstly, Terence, welcome.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
You're looking forward to election, huh?
Oh, yes.
And Mr. Mark?
Thank you, Harry. Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you very much. Before you make us straight all places you might talk about today, you better go back to 2022, Mark. You have some records for 2022 snap election.
Yeah, we've got that, and we've also got records for 2019. Some pretty interesting data, really. We've got to look at it historically and see just how poor the voter turnout's been.
Poor?
And poor. So in 2019, we had 50.95% of the total eligible voters turn out. And in 2022, on a snap election, we only had 43.78%. So what we'll be wondering in this coming election is, are we going to see low voter turnout, or did they realise their mistakes when they voted last time and have to come out and have their voice heard? So we'll go through the constituencies. We've got Ambai, which has got, in 2022, they had 11,167 eligible voters and only 4,053 actually voted. Okay, so that was 36.5% turnout. On Ambram, they've got 8,435. They only had 3,882 with a 46.3% turnout. The Banks, 5,981. They had 3,298. That's a 56% turnout. Afate, 41.4%. They had 46,888 eligible voters, right? And we only had 19,221 turned up to vote, which is 41.4%. On Epi, probably one of the better ones, they had 6,807 eligible voters, and they had 3,724 turn up, which is 55%. Luganville, only 33.7% turned up to vote, 18,018 people eligible in 2022, only 6,014 turned up, 33.7%. Maiwo, huge, 3,438 in total, 2,090 turned up to vote, 62%. Malakula, 28,307, only 15,354 turned up, which is 54.6%. On Marlow, we had 5,134 eligible to vote, 2,426 or 47.6%. On Palmer, it's very small, 1,543 people. They had 726 turn up, and that's 47.5%. Then on Pentecost, out of a possible 18,155, we're looking down the barrel of 9,262, which was 51.5% turned up to vote. Port Vila, 50,151 eligible to vote, registered voters. They actually shrunk, would you believe? They were 51,831 in 2019. They lost some. Don't know where they went. At any rate, 16,840, which is only 34%. Then we go to Santo, 44,101. 21,026 turned up to vote in Santo. So not too bad, given the average of the country, 48%. Southern Islands, 4,613, only 2,236 turned up to vote, 49%. Shepherds, only 1,495 people, 880 turned up, 69.4%. So they obviously took their politics very seriously. Tanner, 41,945 people in total eligible, only 18,030 turned up, that's 43.3%. Tongawa, 2,647, 1,164 voted, 44% of the eligible voters. And in Torres, 3,433 with only 2,000, well, it was actually pretty good, 2,105 turned up, 62.3%. So we've seen a growth of just on 10% in the 2 years. So we can assume that those like our voter numbers would go another 10% or 8.5%, 9%, 10%. Just call it 10% for sakes. And the total in the country was 132,331 out of a possible 302,255 eligible to vote. Very, very poor. This is what we talked about yesterday, and we'll obviously discuss again today. If people actually get off their behinds, and with the national ID card, makes it very easy for people to vote. There's none of this carrying cards around. It's just like everyone carries it on their person because they use it all the time. We may see a strong turn up of people turning up to vote, and if we do, then basically our analysis based on simple mathematics over the last 2 elections will have to go out the window if we get a good solid turn up of 60% or more across the country.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Mark, let me give him some very important information. And you have information here, maybe lo teleport, you have taken more information, very important information about legal semi no vote, pe what IT card, but this is easy, but make him go vote. Terence, let me talk about our statistics. But meeting say on one party, you think so you got number of one party, 2002, 2022. How much people you vote on one party throughout the country?
Thank you, Ari. Lot 2022. Leading party we win mi Whanaku party. What I want total votes log 20,511. And only win him only put him field 27 candidate everyone, only win him number 7. Rana Aple mi kamna lo UMP, what 15,223. And only put him 18 candidates, only win him 7 too. After number 3 mi RMC, what 10,087 votes, only put him 13 candidates, and only winning 5. After Leaders Party, I mean TJP bagan 10,183 votes, only put him 12 candidates, low every constituency, only winning 4. After you go Leaders Party, only what one total 9,736 votes, only put him 13 candidates, only winning 5. After RDP, only manage programa boleh parti yang staf guru nomai kam, only staf lalu kata top rank, only 8,606 votes, only put him 14 candidates, only winning 4. After National United Party, what 5,040 votes, what 10 candidates, only winning 4 seats. Ale yauko group 2 ami one lo kata powerful one ami putum ami karawan total 8,093 votes. You putum 6 candidates, mo ami win him 3. And the People's Progressive Party or PPP ami come up with 3,221 votes. You putum 4 candidates, mo ami win him 2. After RNDP ami kam last one otema 1,624 votes, you put him 2 candidates, mo I win him 2. Mo all kata independent now only come up with 40,007 votes, only put 101 candidate, mo only win him 9. So kabak-bakan total we collect lumilo italam, so 132,000 votes ya we been karam lot time. We am very poor what compare what total registered voters.
Thank you, Terence. Very, very good record for 2022. And Tisha, I one change one. Meeting se when you go back to number 2 snap election back end. Now we go straight. Yesterday we talk about Efatur role with them Potula. Today we start with alphabetic order. We go straight to Ambai. Now lo Ambai, the last election of 2022, you got 3 ipin go through, and 3 ipin go through. Out local sub lo 8. Minister Hamas will be involved lot time abe. Time you go Ambai lo last election. So you got record plan. Give us ball 8. After Hamas been passed 3. 3 been passed. Okay, we look at Ambai lo this time. Hamas go through this time. Hamas by go lo election lo this time.
Lo this time we got what total lo
10.
10 candidates and lo qualified from 3 seats no more.
Now Ambai, who do you know on Ambai?
Few people, I guess.
Lo Ambai,
Who do I know is on the list?
Ambai mi awataru been run last time. By run back in this time. Cheng wele may mi run back in. And then we got Tixon Mala hemi run, and then John Steele Tari mama hemi run backen. Then hemi got Jean-Jacques Mwele hemi one young fella blo Western by. Hemi first time hemi run. We miss have a good lem too, and Mansen Vina. Chims Pule hemi run backen. Stephen Aru with them Natia. Oh, Natia kena hemi outlo potula. Interesting. Natia kena outlo potula ko lambai.
Very going to try stakes at back at home, mate. See how she goes. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to make a. It just depends how the electorate votes, and if they come out to vote, like we saw that they didn't turn up too willingly last time around. But this time around, you might see a change. I think Nadia's got to be in with the show, and certainly Howard Aroo. When you look at the numbers that they had last time, like Howard was only 18 off the pace.
Yes.
To get off. That's not a lot of votes to pick up, and the spread. Jane Noeli was the one with the biggest number.
Yeah.
Now, whether the sheen's worn off Jane Noeli's program because he hasn't been Minister of Public Works and Utilities and wasn't doing any road works, and no, I'm being serious. So maybe people thought that's all stopped or something. So whether that's going to go, although I think he has looked after his people, regardless of the rest of us. It's going to be, to me, I'd have to say Howard Aroo. I'd go for Nadia. I think she's been swinging the bat for a long time. And if she picks up the women's vote down there and we get a certain amount of people coming back out of the woodwork, and I think Howard Aroo simply because he's VP, and I think VP are going to make a pretty interesting push coming into this election, and probably Jane Noeli, but maybe James Bulle, but he's been in and out a couple of times, hasn't he? So we'll see.
We'll see. You look ambai?
Lampai, one way emi interesting no mo limi siya two partai contest.
I see that.
Former Health Minister, John Steele Tari, and the eldest partai tu by mi contest pakan lo
Cho Tari.
Cho Tari.
Cho Tari. So tuwala different party ya?
Different party.
One is Mr. Blo Nastalia party, one is Mr. Yako group.
Yauko group.
Bagam interesting.
Bagam interesting lo siya. So, everyone in China mo one community mo na auna bali ko li tok ikasem. So by mi lugar auna oli play. So election na tu by mi very interesting from plan the stretch prata oli stop contest. By mi stop control all nara constituency by mi lugim all prata so bali oli contest agad si mi chatas bagan.
Well, MNM Yapot Ambai, you make a two party contest to Alan Blambai, and you make a all political party will stall away, Vanuko Party, Rural Development Party, National United Party, Yauko Group, Latest Party, and People's Unity Development Party, with them you got two independent. So anything about Ambai, also we have to switch to Ambrem. But you know what Lambai?
Terence hasn't told us who's going to win.
Oh yes. Trump tala who by win Lublisha. Sorry, wabi ask him now. Ting blue no mo.
I think by President Blo RTP by mi comeback. President Blo RTP Cheng Wele and on our last seat Bali fight from.
Okay,
Bali fight from.
You.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty. I think that Jay's probably done enough to get back in again, and he's well clear of them. So he's got to lose half his votes to not get a run. I just see. Depends how John Steele Tari is viewed by his constituents, whether they think he did a good enough job. But I think Howard Aroo should be a real good chance being with just VP. And I think Nadia, if she can pick up some women's votes, so it'll be a pretty tight contest, same as it was last time. There's 3 seats, isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mark. Now, Lo Ambai, you make 3 seats, 10 candidates. You may Lo Ambai, please cast them vote for you, Lo number 16 January. Without Lo Ambai, Lo Ambrem.
Lo Ambrem, you make 2 seats no mo. Ikat total lo 8,435 registered voters. Mo ikat 2 seats mo all kata candidates lo Ambrem mi ikat 8 everyone. 8 candidates everyone.
8 everyone. So last lo 2022 you got 6. You got 6, I'll let 2 pass.
Who took Bruno's place?
Oh, that's a very good question. That's the United Party. Basil Buleban. Basil Buleban, he taken place to Bruno. So, okay, Lo Ambrem, few heavyweights to pleasure. We call them CHAP, staff finish inside here, where he John Salon and Mr. also one heavyweight. And then you make at Basil Buleban, and then you make at 2 Holland Tama, Lovan Oku Party. Olsen. And then we got Bong Xiong Ala lo RMC. Okay, what about Ambrem? What do you think blue Mark?
I think that John Salong's got a big battle on his hands. I don't think he's done himself any favours in the last 18 months. I think the way he handled Evan Awadu was a catastrophe. And there's some other mismanagement went on there, but he's been picked up by his people for not being true to his constituents. So, we don't know he relies heavily on the seasonal worker. Is he going to be able to tap into that resource, or are we going to have the ballot boxes out so they can get it, or it's going to be tough. But obviously with Bruno not there, we've got the other guy came in, Basil. They'll be asking what he's done for them. I wouldn't like to. It's tight. It's going to be tight, and we'll have to wait.
But Mr. Potem,
very true, yes.
Mr. Potem talk lo Mark, by me very tight from lo social media mo tayo bisa lo social media na ya. Oli angan sem former caretaker minister finish pretty Mark. From say me no helping people me or other people lambrem. And lo case lo Basil Buleban, me elected I think me come MP less than 1 year or 1 year, yes. And lo time lo by election lo Bruno. Me no campaign blame one.
All right.
All kita MPs lo RDP, gracias etcétera, kota mo narwan. O kata na di ko campaign blame lo amren.
So kata ilem blame pass.
Ami pas. Oli totok lo biaf blame. So lo this time bahaya misanap lo tural leglem na lo bahaya mi campaign. So emi kam so time lo parliament you mino lugem tu au emi totok lo parliament you mino RM you mino look be. So pai bitalam se nambangkap lo kata lo emi caretaker minister this time ne.
John Salon.
John Salon.
Okay, Ambrem. You think Sepayam who pass? Sorry, this is not going to be an easy question for you.
Na menau se bitalam
John Salon, okay.
nambangkap ustaz.
Namanga, you
I have no idea. No idea.
Okay, Mark, you not got any idea? Emi dalam Namanga by go through Lo Island, Lo Ambrem, you make a two
Wait,
seats.
well, that's an educated no idea, not an uneducated no idea.
Sorry, yes. Anyway, stop Livola. Anyway, Lo Ambrem, you make 2 candidates and 8 resisted fora. You Lo Ambrem, number 16, Kobutum vote for you. Lo sabat who by me represent him. You Lo Ambrem, Lo National Parliament. Now Lo Banks, you make 1 seat with them. Kolosap Lo 6 registered voters Lo 2022. 2025 you go sim mark.
2025 emi semak 6 candidate bakan. Registered voters lo kata emi still semak 5,981. And total block kata votes emi 3,339. Valid votes emi 3,298. 41 emi void. And lo this time you may got 6 candidates. More interesting one too, but you look say got one of the former director, lo NDMO, Cedric Welik Tabit, hem tu emi contest lo crown mo Justice Party. Mo city emi we na emi check one.
Emi lo 2022.
2022. And Silas Dani emi contest pagen. Em tu been win one for my finish. Silas Dani after emi been lose the last snap. Let's check one I win him.
So now we come back point 2025.
2025. After one, former heavyweight pakan, Dunstan Hilton. Lo PPP, kami come back lo by contest. And Edmond Sowan, lo RMC, M2 contest. So bambay you look fight by Mr. between all four MP, yeah, all four former MP.
Former
MP only come lo contest. 3 former MP. Yes.
Thank you, Terence. Now, Mark, looking at this, Dunstan you go back and stand up the banks, and you make got former MB where he just finished where he Chekwana. What do you think?
Look, it's going to be tight. We've got Victor Wedias. He's not competing in this election. Don't know, for whatever reason. So we've got 558 votes going out of there. We've got Shadrach last time. He got 753, and Silas Danny got 876. There's a couple of nefarious numbers there. It's going to be a real tough one. I don't know that Jack Warner, I'd be surprised if he holds his seat. I think Dunstan would give that a pretty good run, actually. I think he's pretty popular up there, and he's doing a few activities, and he did a pretty good job last time. He's quite vocal and looked after his constituents. So we'll just, that said, it's very open. Even when you look at it last time, only a few votes between the top three.
Yes, numbers in mistakes for recalls close up lokota.
Yeah, very close, very close. So, you know, if I had to lean anyway, I'd lean towards Dunstan, I guess.
Okay, go for Dunstan. You?
By milo kono fight isa milo kono. By tala si wan namang kablo kota tu mi Dunstan.
Sadrak, Puma director, Chichi.
Suma director se bin puru is lo last time. Be yumna sabana se mi still go back maintenance back nang problem ya o lo tu es wista ba. So we have politik bli.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Mayor Lopangs, you got 1 seat, more 6 registered voters. Or me Lopangs, which is watching me fella. Please, ready blow vote lo number 16. Okay, after Pangs, you become lefate, we go through finish yesterday. But efate, tuk small. You hot no at the moment.
By fate mi yot. Assembly lo isite mi talk about them on Arapat is a one logata heavyweight them now we stay before the mention me. MP Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris one heavyweight one time.
Heavyweight one time one heavyweight. Lo convoy blem. Lo tau lo kamen blem. Mi got 2 camion we mi hablo kakain mo tumbota blo or kata
block give him one man no
blo all kata oli full kamen oli kain oli full up.
Okay.
Oli full up. After ka 2 truck, mi 2 truck blo all mechanic no mo siya every tool. 1 truck in good la front. Mechanic
all in one mark This is efate. All in one.
Alam ko lang AP.
Okay, straight thank you Mas Simikolo AP Terence, what's happening in 2022?
Lo 2022 lo Highland Blo AP, you got 2 seats, 12 candidates, and registered voters 5,666. Total votes cast 3,975.
How many
Void-
candidates?
Pardon?
You're talking in 2022, yeah?
Yeah, 2022, yes.
2022. All void votes 25, valid votes 3,950, and all kata will been elected there now. Hemi Seule Simon, we former speaker, and John Neal.
So now Mark, how many candidates lo AP? 2025.
5.
Okay, who now heavyweight lo AP?
Sil Simeon, of course.
Simeon Seule, you think?
Yeah, I think so. But we're just trying to go back and look at what they won by last time.
Yes, last time lo 2022.
Sil topped the poll there with 778, followed by John Neal with 688, so he was 110 votes behind him. Robert Bond was 630, nipping at John Neal's heels. We don't have as many in there. Be interested to see where. I don't think John Isaac's in this one either, is he? No, he's not. So vote could be a little bit split. You might see John Neal miss out, and Robert Bond might be able to pick up. He's probably done a fair bit out there with his ocean logistics and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in the next legislature. And I think the former speaker should get back in. That'll be my take on it.
Okay, and then I'm thinking lo Mark about AP. You lo AP?
Mi contradicting to talk lo mak little bit from John Neal. Mi became boy oli tiki me bot.
Airport,
Airport
okay.
lo South AP.
Okay.
Oli became airport finish started lo by Kaufman oli became one test flight ko ton finish. And oli started na lo Kaufman shibi mol ba or bulos ko ton lo karam karir lo perem mi ko lo parliament mi dissolve. And M2 some solo South AP by M2 by one
So,
weight.
South AP got 2.
Oh, one candidate mo.
Yeah, Mr. Bisi got 2 months, and South AP means Simeon Seule plus or same. If you talk about full AP, they got 2 come South.
Du kam lo South.
Like I'm interesting is we should tell him see you go for John, but Simeon is top after Robert Bond too, where me represent him not. So it's going to be a battle between the 3.
One battle between the three. By
Exactly.
Seule by he must pull up socks from Robert Bond and mi koton by Mr. from Robert Bond mo John Neal to one party no.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Interesting lo AP. So you think say by one very
I was
important
going to say,
battle.
because Robert Bond had a fair handle in helping John Neal with the airport.
Airport.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
oh
seminar.
yes, oh yes.
Yeah, maybe former speaker might miss out. I don't know. It's going to be pretty tight. But I think the person that wins and the 2 winners will be the people that can get other people to the polls to vote for them to make up the numbers. And they don't need a lot to be able to do it either, just quietly.
Yes, Lo Island lo AP, you may got 2 seats and you may got 5 registered candidates. You may list lo bleshap lo only colo contest. So you may AP ready. Number 16 is coming closer. Next, hemi Luganville. Luganville, hemi one Narvala City, lo Port Villa, and hemi one strong one. You got how many seats, Lublisa? Terence?
Two seats.
Two seats.
Two seats.
And how many?
Six candidates.
6 candidates. Now, Mark, what do you think of Luganville? Tuvala Giants, Mark Ati with them, Matai
Matai.
Siremaya.
Well, Mark Addy's very popular there. Last election, he had 2,394 votes, a clear 1,187 from Matai Seremiah, 1,209, and then it just dropped up. Closest behind that was Eric Tahun at 782, and the rest are 3s and 400. So, you know, I don't see any real change to that unless there is some disgruntlement, but I just can't see it happening. I think it'll just be status quo. Keith Wilson, interesting enough, is running there this time around, who's an uncle of Matai's. So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm pretty sure that we'll see the same blokes return. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Yes, Semi, you talk about
Mathematics.
Sando, Eric.
Luganville.
Sorry, you talk about Luganville. Yes, by one very strong fight. Yeah, you got few numbers no more. But I think about Milu campaign, but Luganville is very strong. What do you think, Terence?
Lo Australia you mistaram na ya, some say okay, small teachers too, only rise, and only put one candidate for that too, lo Luganville.
Which one are we going to tell teachers?
Teachers, semana you know clear good lem lo say about Australia, itala mo sem say all teachers only could be one candidate mo.
That's an interesting comment. Yes,
Yes.
we haven't factored that into it as well as
Oh, yes.
with in our calculations as to effectively the government ostracised the teachers and treated them with disdain, and yet they were the ones in the wrong. The teachers weren't asking for anything more than what they were supposed to have been paid for up to 25 years ago, you know. So, and it's not like they just woke up one day and said we're going on strike. They started in 2000, 2006, 2015,
Long
again
road,
in
eh?
2023, and there's over 4,000 registered members of the VTU. So, you know, that could have that's
Oh,
enough
yes.
to, if they're all clustered in, then that's going to have a bit of a bearing somewhere if they find someone that wants to support their cause.
That's very
Good
true,
point,
Mark.
Good point.
Yeah, very good, Mark. That's very good point. Teachers, full country, maybe only have for one. Yeah,
Only have for one,
Only struggle stuff. Yeah. But anyway, Luganville, you, what I'm thinking, you?
People of our house na mi Yauko group, hotem Makati, me also say by me undisputed little bit, but you dispute me a little bit lo feel, but by me come back. But Matai by me not quite sure from Keith Wilson to Mr. Nabemia, me related to them a little bit.
Oh, yes.
After issue blood this by come into play.
Inside, yes.
So by you must got one, but two time come back or Mr. Bawani for
Thank you, Terence and Mark. Luganville, it's a second town, Blue Yumi, and we got 2 seats tomorrow with them 6 candidates. All the best. You will Luganville, ready to casting vote, law number 16 January. We vote Luganville, we go straight to Maivo. How many seats will be say, Mark? How many seats will be say, Maivo? One. How much candidate?
3.
3 candidates. Who are they? One political party will be say?
Isan Gabani, Vanessa Melissa, and Ian Wilson, the incumbent.
So, Ian Wilson is not finished. M1 MP na ya.
For my MP.
Yeah, he's been there
So,
for a long time.
Vanessa Molisa, me.
Vanessa Molisa, mi
Wife lo late. Sarah Molisa,
Sarah
I'm correct.
Molisa, but na ya mi stawat former speaker.
Former Speaker of the Parliament.
So speaker mi contest lo AP and Miss Flem mi contest lo Maivo.
Wow, my vote. 3 candidates, 1 seat, 3. Mark. One of them think blue. Wilson he come back?
Oh, he's long clear of the field. The only one that came close to him in 2022 was Reynolds Boyson. He was about 340 or 50 votes off the pace. The rest didn't trouble him. He's not in, so where's his votes going? And I think Ian would be doing a pretty good job on his home island, so I think he'd be hard to roll.
I think lo 2022 person Mr. Lovanuko Party. Pe nai kat one candidate Lovanuko Party too lo Maivo. Where me Kapanis, I'm correct. So still got one candidate Lovanuko Party lo.
I think if they've got one now, I just still think Ian Wilson would be tough to beat.
Wilson.
You know, it's his
Okay.
his family's got pretty solid roots
Okay.
there, and he's a pretty highly ranked chief, and you know
That's very true.
just take a lot of beating.
You lo Maivo?
Lo Maivo by Vanessa by me one treat lo Ian Wilson.
Uh-huh.
By me one pila treat, but again by Maivo mi tala sol chief oli tok by me follow mol chief or Pai mi watch mo na outcome
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, straight, Limilo Island Blomaivo, you make 3 candidates within 1 seat. Custom vote play number 16 January, but make them sure you got 1. Now, move forward Blomaivo, you go the second biggest island, Malekula. Terence, what do you think of Malekula? Lo 2022.
Lo Malekula lo 2022. Emi kat one ikat
Shit.
one total lo 28,307 votes. Mo turnout imi look emi 15,000 mo 354. Mo emi pua o emi pua. And lot of time imi already been elected more kata MP for my MP imi staff na ya. And lo this time lo Malekula imi got 26 candidates.
26.
26 candidates plus 7 seats. And I'm very interesting to Malekula from we got some qualified person who go contest.
Some heavyweight. Yeah.
Some people go down some Gregoire Niptik and Nibwen one at Tichalo
Mantica, yes, Mantica, yes.
Party. And one way I'm interesting to Malekula, but you look at me say he got 2 Pratabagan to like contest.
Yes.
Against him tula. Where me lead up low position. What I'm small problem Clifson Sepetas Sedrak. I'm too by me could contest against him. Partalam lo independent.
Very interesting
Very
na
interesting,
Malekula. So, Mark, you talk about Malekula. One thing play you from Tula Prata to contest. Una heavyweight lo play siya.
Oli wait lo siya na. By me talam siya Gracia,
Gracia 1,
Sato Kilman,
Sato Kilman 1,
Esmonsay.
Esmonsay. Esmonsay, i-contest pa lo Malekula.
Contest pa kan Malekula. And Esmonsay me elected lo 1999.
Kastakasem today.
Kastakasem today.
Ano ko pati ya?
Wanako pati.
Mark, what do you think?
Just trying to have a good look at it here, and it's going to be. I'm looking through the votes. They all polled pretty poorly, except for Sato and Marcelino. They're the two that got over 1,300, 1,303 to Marcelino and 1,310 to Sato.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And the rest are down in, the lowest I think 680 and then 720, 760s. I reckon that I think Marcelino and Sato probably will come back in, just simple mathematics. But they've had such poor voter turnout too. Like they're talking, 54%. They haven't done too bad, really, have they? So still not very good. They can improve on that, but I think the top 2 will go through. They're too far for them to pick up that ground with 25 candidates. What have we got, 25 candidates? It's hard work. So then we've got to look at it and see who may or may not get in. I think that Shadrach, former opposition leader, I think he's got his work cut out for him, as do the rest of them. I think that they've got a little bit to get them. So Don Ken, he's another one that he got through on the by-election, didn't he, or something? How did he get there in this time?
Yes. Don Ken been elected through the by-election.
Yeah.
The by-election and karam 3,000 something votes. Every walk will
Ang dali
be
lo ano umbrella?
lo PPP.
But now, yeah?
Benaya mi kumbang lo independent.
Independent.
Interesting.
Interesting. So by kami mas pulum kut soks na from lo time lo by-election or every ground works lo walk about the by-election may be done by PPP.
Ooh.
By PPP.
I think Gregoire Nimtik's probably got a pretty fair shot at having a crack. He only just got pipped last time by not much at all. It's going to be pretty tight up in Malekula, I would have thought. You might see, this is where you might see some variances happen, and this might be a bit of a powerhouse for how we see the overall election folds out for us.
Thank you, Mark. Welcome, Terence. Now, think to lo Malekula. Out lo 26 candidates, 7 seats. You think say who by likely by staying sa lo 7? O siya yung 11 is Sato Kilman o
Esmonsay.
Esmonsay. By me one very good fight. That he got 7 seats. Lumani sa side lang.
Lo Malekula so by naya people
Please play lo Malekula ya.
people lo Malekula na only well educated now. But by before Malekula lo not only ko karam nambal lo south Malekula. But today naya ako talo South Malekula tu say enough.
Enough na.
Enough from Tamauliwan ko back look and people kata Oli mas kam cross people arriba bagan kam
Hatu kya?
kabalo not bagan.
Hatu.
So na oli decide se bali putum bakolen people otana mo sauta.
Okay, okay. Okay, Marco, thank you. So you think it's Sato, if I go back inside?
I think Sato, the two tops are Marcelino.
Okay, Marcelino,
and,
yes. RMC, yeah?
Yeah, and then we have a look at. He sort of hasn't really done a lot wrong, has he? So, Gregoire Dimtek, the former DG of Prime Minister's office for a number of years, I think he's got a red hot chance, and a few others. But I think it's pretty open for the remaining. So how many have we got there? We got 7 seats.
70, 26, 28.
Wow. Anyway, we could see some surprises after
Yeah,
we take
I'm
the
on
top 2, so it'll be interesting. Fairly open, I'd suspect.
Okay, thank you. You got 2 protas lo malakula. So lo yumi lo malakula we start watching Vanuatu Telepost snap election update. You may got 7 seats and 26 candidates. Custom vote will number 16 January. Now move out lo malakula you may go lo malo aure. Malo aure, how many seats and how many candidates? Terence.
Lo malo hemi 1 seat no mo. Mo got 4 candidates. O kata candidates here, you got Alan Ligi, who hemi SG former SG blo citizenship, hemi resign hemi ko blo contest. And former MP Uri Warawara, M2 hemi contest bagai nama, lo Crown Justice Party. And former DG blo Youth and Sport, Rasel
Russell.
Tamata, M2 hemi resign hemi go hemi contest. And current former MP hemi Wesley Rasu. So by hemi one good full fight by Mr. Wapen between all kata lo malo.
4 seats, Mark.
Four.
Sorry, 1 seat with them 4 candidates. Mark, Wesley Rasu, may sabi go back inside? Number blame been good lo last.
Well, I
election.
mean, the closest anyone got to him was about 600 votes behind him. I think it'll be difficult. Uri's had his time in the sun, I think, and that's gone. But people go and they contest, they give their jobs up. Russell Tomato has gone up there, so it'll be interesting to see where they are and how they fit in, but it'll be very difficult to get rid of the incumbent, I would have thought, given his numbers. And the fact that I think in this election we're going to see a pretty strong outfit from VP. That's sort of the feeling we're getting, is that they're really setting the tone. And if they can get that through to the voters, then I think it'll transpire. And I don't think that Wesley's seat is marginal at all. I think he's very strong there.
Thank you, Mark.
Lo
Yes, Malo.
Lo malo tu one of interesting lo malo story no Mr. Para me se asam lo case ligi Alan ligi asam se emi man malo be man sem ba mitalam se man igam asam man malakula we ligam sta lo malo asam se me tu iple we iple biwan lo politics lo malo. So baby saya belum vote be meeting tu lew se no be mane you know man place ya.
Eh, mi se Marco le fate tu kat full up man we.
Yes.
Oli no play fate, oli foot lo e fate rural.
Be from lo malo sem se eme different bagan lo fate.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
So na ya westana eme westa pool lo malo na ya emi for my MP. Uri warawara.
Uri wara.
Warawara.
And Wesley Rasu, and then you make a 2 Ochi Italem, former director of Youth and Sport,
Youth and
Russell Tamata. M2 him is inside. So good. You think somebody control lo malo?
Wesley?
Wesley, you?
Ba mi ko for Uri warawara.
Uri wara.
Yes. En from ik had sam restaurant toe, asem you Mr. Aram se asem tens ni no colleague lu min chait. Em sa talam se all family tu li se no ba mo good do MP Rasu spell.
Okay.
For health condition blem, ba isa ta ba mi sa spell small.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. M.M. Malo. And you will already vote lo number 16. You got 1 candidate. You got 1 seat with them 4 candidates. All the best to number 16. Move out lo Malo. You may go straight lo Pama, Narvla Small Island. Pama, how many seats and how many candidates, Mark?
One
What
seat,
you got?
1 seat, and we've got 6 candidates.
6 or 7?
I've only got 6, unless there's another one on.
Okay.
Seven candidates.
Pama, you got former MB Star Malaysia. You may got Chop Andy. And then you may got Nosteri. Who's Nosteri? Pasta?
Ami former president block SDA mission. Ami second time mi contest ini last snap election. Ami number 2 time blem.
Looking at Pama, what am thinking blue? Mark.
I think UMP will pull that off.
You Terence?
Pama som se tam we every election lo pama tam mi staram tam we migam lo aram unofficial result. They are so one candidate is win lo 200 and Mr. win now
200 no more?
200 to 300 está pasando. For example, lo
2022?
2022
1,000 something?
so Banti win lo 244.
How many registered voters lo bisa?
Registered voters semi 1,543.
Means every man Pama, go lo Sando, go lo Villa.
Only
Malakola.
migrate. So ikat one total lo valid vote mi 726 no mo. So tam we one unofficial result is that you are one police na you start say no you start 100 lo police na no you start win no.
Está winner, no?
Está win no.
Okay.
Ay.
So good luck lo kata 7 ya?
Good luck for 7.
Yeah, good
Good luck
luck.
lo kata 7. Mi karam 100. Suppose last time we got 6 candidates. Suppose me correct before. The 2022. Only win lo 200. But with them 7 candidates, you shall win lo 100.
Shall we
no?
know 100 no?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Tu may go.
Who's the other candidate? I've got 6 here. Who's the
Me Luis me got 7.
Six.
Got six?
Six
I got
candidates.
6.
So bagaimana? Mampai from lo pama bagaimana? Road inokat. You want to go campaign, you must pass lo boat.
Not
You
lumber
go
em.
you go. So again it depend lo money, lo transportation, lo sem. So mampai mi bisa dalam satin by might, but so bandi bagam.
Okay, thank you. Me Pama Island, and you got 1 seat with them 6 candidates. All the best. Pama number 16 January vote. Move out lo Pama. Pentecost.
Pentecost mi kat 4 seat of them. What total lo 20 candidates. Lo 2022
Ooh.
only ikat 22 candidates. Naya mitro bikambang lo 20 candidates. So registered voters mi 16,544. Total votes mi 9,952. Void 136. Valid votes mi 9,816. So mi constituency lo prime minister ya.
Before Terence gave the Mark, what do you think about Pentecost?
We talk about brothers contesting the election. I think Pentecost has had a few come out of the same village too, haven't they?
Yes. Lo Pentecost, for you misai WhatsApp, saya RMC budum 3 candidate and naraportable Blesumto ya. Ami naraportable Ilsumto lo potila.
Blesumto.
I'm not contest lo. Lo Rural Development Party and RDB tu budum 3 candidate. Be one interesting story we mi haram all talam se RMC mi putum 1 candidate plena. Ami ko play na mo. Be oli putum lo strat lo CP1 lo village lo Blesumto.
Why play?
No, so bloko
Film down.
Karena problem mo namba, karena mo namba. Oli po liputo lo strat lo village lo Blesumto.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay, got Silas Puletu, lo National Party. I'm doing stable one strong one. So on la Torah lo blisa. Mark, looking at Pentecost. Maybe one strong battle from 4 seats with them 20 candidates. Who might go through?
I think you'll see a bit of change there. I think there's a few issues in some of the villages up there. What I'm getting particularly up in the north between RMC and then a change. I think Leone has caused a few problems there and started to change because they've got the provincial elections up there at the same time, I think. And so we've seen like camps change ship and go across to, I think it's Yako Group. So it'll be interesting to see how that transpires and whether they hold their faith or not. There is a lot of animosity between the north and the south and the central, and it'll just depend on how they come out and where those votes go. If the north can come out and vote en masse, I think you might see some surprise changes. If they don't and it's controlled by the central and the south, I think it'll be pretty much status quo. So it just depends on how effective they are in getting the voters to the ballot box. in my
That's
opinion.
very true. Now, me look at some Richard Leona, lo RMC. Me been started by last election, or no?
Yes, yung binista namin siya last election lo.
Okay.
Manusia na siya na pati mitram double check him.
Lo 2022 Richard Leona, lo 2025 and Mr. Nap lo RMC.
RMC.
This is a magno.
No, he was Vanuatu cultural
something,
self-reliant
yes.
movement.
Interesting, look all candidates. Lo 2022 list up different party, and then 2025 it started different party. Maybe lo next election will start different party pagan.
Possible.
Possible, no?
Tahu sa tem, isa wende, isa mak.
Sebentar semak. Anyway, from Pentecost, what am thinking you? Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Mak?
Prime Minister stop come back. And on our latria by Yumi Lokona by
Ilakwela.
depend on a lot of people by Taram.
Okay. You Mak, Pentecost?
So I'll get back in again. I mean, there's too much money there behind RMC in there, so it's like it's a done deal, isn't it? His numbers are there, and it's just who falls in behind him. I think that's going to be the next three. I'm not so confident that Silas Bulle's done enough to get back in again, and I don't know that he's helped his cause. But we'll wait and see what they do. I don't think Richard Leona, he polled 202 last time. He's got a lot of work to go. So from what I'm hearing, like he's up in the north, and I think that they won't be that successful in the north from what feedback I'm getting. So we'll see.
We'll see.
It's going to be interesting. But I think Salwhite for sure. He'd be the only one that I'd tick his box now.
Okay, thank you very much. MEME Pentecost, you make 4 seats and 20 candidates. All the best for Pentecost. Ready, number 16 January, you co-custom vote for you. Now, you may look at Port Villa or you may go through finish first interview. Port Villa or bang bang everywhere in Port Villa City. And campaign is up on. Port Villa, you're on fire at the moment.
On fire.
On fire. Now, move out to Port Villa, you may come straight to Sando Rural, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Terence, what's happening on Sando Rural?
Sando Rural, we got 7 seats, 32 candidates. Total registered voters, 44,101. Total votes for 2022, 21,162. Void votes, 136. And the valid votes, 21,026.
Turnout 48%.
That's 48%.
Now, Los Sando Rural, you got some heavyweight to the place, yeah?
Los Sando Rural, we got all people heavyweight, also Samson,
and Mahe Rick too at the same time stop. Mako Mahe stop. And Lo Vanuku Party, you got, okay, Vanuku Party, you got 4 candidates, if I'm correct. Samson, by Mr. Nap, Robson Yafro, the former Commissioner of Police, and you got Ronald Warsal, it is the Nap, former MP, yes? And you got Eric Maliu, so 4 seats, 4 candidates for VP. You're right? You ready?
Yes. Los Santos.
Yeah, Los Santos. I mean, VP got 4.
Again, Pali must play
smart.
Play smart. We shall win back seat. But I mean, one people heavyweight, Samson, VP.
You miss our finish.
But Robson, Javro, he must play smart.
Mark, Los Santos, what I'm thinking, you got father and son, if I'm correct, Pigyun? Father and son, yeah?
No?
Gayton and Joshua.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, people are portable
Joshua's father was Antoine, wasn't he?
Antoine, that's it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I'm thinking, Los Santos, rural.
I think Joshua will get back in again. He's not a bad lad. I think Gayton might struggle a bit this time round. I mean, he's been in and out a couple of times running as an independent. I think might not, given the environment and where it's going, I don't think that's going to play in his favour. Maybe it will. I think Ronald Warsal's done his time, and I think that he's better off doing other things. To me, the one that sticks out for me there is Samson. I think he did. You know, we called him the frog. He used to jump left and right. Now he's been locked down into his pond. But he did something remarkable at the end of last year. And I have enormous respect for Marcelino Papetti, regardless of that other debacle that happened. And he's a very bright boy. And while he's first PA for Samson, he can make the bullets for Samson to fire him. And Marcelino's much better behind someone than he is being in front. That's something he actually took the time out one day to tell me himself. So Samson came out. We all criticised him for the ABS and for the trade things and the different things. And he wrote a full page and explained what he did, why he did it, and to hell with you all, but this is how it rolls, you know? This is how we rock. The first time in 24 years I've seen a politician do that, take the time out of his day to write a story and explain his actions. Then we had the debacle over the 500 million, right? But if you actually look closely, that wasn't his signature on it. Someone had photoshopped that up on top.
Yeah.
You go back to the Council of Ministers decision, He was told to spend $1 billion, and he could only find 500 million. And he knew that wasn't going to stand up to muster, but he had to do a paper anyway because he was ordered to by the Council of Ministers. So a bit unfairly treated. I think he's picked up a bit of respect. He's Vice President of VP, and I think he's pretty much going to walk his way through. I think Marco's going to go. Who else have we got up here? There's a bunch of them. I think Joshua Pickion's going to. He's got a red hot chance. There's a few of them will get back, but it's going to be pretty open field. After that, there's how many? We've got 7 seats in total. I think that you can lock in probably 2 or 3, and after that, it's going to be just depends on their mood because a lot of them they get a bit fired up down there in Santo, and if they're not happy, they'll just turn on you in a heartbeat.
Oceanivo is tanapakan.
Oceanivo for my MP, he contest pagan, lo ticket to Union of Moderate Parties. And Silugut, he got 3 UMP bagan.
Yes, that's very true.
3 WP Valley Shava contest. One way interesting about Ronald Warsal, awesome say case lo VP, lo malo Congress, oligam, olista katwait, olista kolokot, totem Warsal is na about the Bob of Mana, oliko putum case kolokot. And then imigolo dissolution, the time the election to stam kolosap, executive training kanapo milidim, oli pasem nam lo all nara candidates. All kataya, Bob of Man, everyone no pasem.
All right.
So oligara poli mas kolokot, olikam oli agree, or lawyer oli agree with the lawyer, oli draft one lo deblo yaring, oli kolokot, oli ask him not charge, say, Bami vele withdraw. Lo conditionnya se Warsal, Niptik, Warsal, Niptik, mo Bob Lofman, bali mas contest andal lo tikit lo wana kupati. So mana nemble mga magajela.
Wow, interesting story and VP. And Sando rural mga very very interesting. And you may look him Mako. Mako by come back.
Yes, Mako by come back.
Camilo will, won't he? Camilo had he probably topped the polls I think last time around, didn't he? Camilo, that's Mark Addy's brother. So, you know, I think he's pretty much guaranteed his spot. He's just got the numbers. He's got a pretty good base out there. Very strong base, in fact.
Yes. Well, thank you, Thomas. To Ivla, this is Santo. And we'll go to the Prataplo Makati to Stablo Santo Rural, if I'm correct.
That's it, Camilo, yeah.
Camilo,
yeah.
Camilo?
Yeah.
Anyway, Los Santo, you may look him, he got 7 seats and 32 candidates. You may Los Santo, all the best. And think about number 16, January, go custom vote play you. Now you go Southern Islands. How many seats over there? Terence?
One seat, 3 candidates.
3 candidates, who are they?
Former caretaker minister of transport, Tom Karnatune, Lorides Party. First private secretary, caretaker private secretary of Minister of Finance, Tony Kanapo, Benjamin Singh, and the Lovanaku Party. And one blow in UMP, where Martin Tavia Nilwo.
So, you got 3 candidates, 1 seat, and 2 by one very strong fight between the 3.
Yes, but very, very, very tough from geographically. Tafea out island. You got Eromango, Futuna, Aniwa, and Achom. So, bro, you compare, you must spend both or you can blend. You cross him away, bro. You will see him every.
What no more me walk low out islands. You think about who possible is
Tomka's going to take some rolling, eh? Like he's pretty set. Benjamin Singh, in fairness, I don't think last snap election he was ready to go and have a crack. I think this time he's had a little bit more preparation. Martin Nilwo, I don't know much about him. He polled pretty much the same as Singh, but I think Singh will be a dark horse. I think he'll threaten Tomka. Whether he rolls him, I don't know, but he'll certainly be a lot closer than he was last time around for 2 reasons. One, the power that the VP's got in the Tenor region, which we'll get to when we get into the Tenor constituency, and what they're doing moving forward and the way they're developing themselves. So I'd lean towards Ben Singh, but I wouldn't rule Tomka out one piece. He's pretty solid.
Okay, now come back to you. Tafe out islands. Tram talan small say, Tom Gerrit for him blow
Eromango.
And then Martin Nilu blow
Eromango.
And then Shing Benjamin blow.
And Achom.
So this is interesting. 2 come out of one island and 1 come out of one HM. So going to be very interesting.
Very interesting, Lucia. What them all kata walk for all project we caretaker minister of transport di kami koton, by everyone by play infavorable hand koton.
Okay, thank you. Emi Tafe Outer Islands. You make at 1 seat with them 3 candidates. You will Outer Islands. Ready on number 16 January. Now move out. You come out way. You go straight to Shepherd Outer Islands. How many seats will be here?
1 seat bagan.
One seat?
1 seat.
How many candidates?
3 candidates. Total registered voters block kata emi 1,495.
So you got 3 candidates. You number 6.
We got 6.
So sorry, you got 6 candidates.
Okay, 6 yeah. Wow. Una have you going to be Shepherd's Outer Islands? Chanamos?
No,
No, you're in the wrong. He's in Tongawa.
Tongwa, yun daw,
Oh,
Tongwa.
Tongwa.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in the wrong one.
Shepherd's Outer Islands. Una lobi siya.
Timakata,
Timakata.
Willie Carlo, Willie Carlo.
Willie Kalo we work lo Shefa province.
Wow.
They resign you go lo election.
Ale sate orto, ema tu one heavyweight. Whatever
Yes.
the Timakata.
So Sadia Rodo he come back and then Timakata he come back and then we look Willie Suran Kalo me resign lo Shefa. Emi lo new party lo
Former
speak up lo parliament. So interesting. After you look to who lo siya? Madeline Tom, one woman.
Wow, you don't need many votes to get in and out there, do you?
Oh,
My
I mean,
goodness.
constituency is ma constituency lo pamatu little bit. You say
So you got us one lamba na mo?
you got respond na you say you pass them. Mas some last snap last time. Timakata win lo 552.
How many candidates last time?
3.
3,
Penay how many candidates lo siya na?
6,
6. So race I win no more 200.
200, 300 is win mo.
I think Timakata should have that, looking at the maths of it.
Okay.
I don't think he'll lose his base. He's VP as well, so that's going to be in his favour, I guess. You got the Shepherd Sea Eagles Alliance, Green Confederates. You know, they're not as flavoursome as when
Yep.
Moana was PM, and of course he was pushing it pretty hard. But things have changed, the landscape's changed, hasn't it? So yeah, I think that Timakata would take a fair bit of rolling in this.
Okay. Marco for Timakata you?
Bago ko fra underdog sa Teoroto.
Satia Rodo.
Sa Teoroto from lo 2020 Timakata mi play politik blem tulo but sa Teoroto mi sta karamol mamano me gablo market lo blesya.
Ah, okay.
Market ko ko len bade TV digili ko liat. Yami win. So today I'm still making still supply mo mar sta ka market yet. Oh, I'm stop sending something go. I'm still watching go. So
He's still got to make up a lot of votes, and with the vote being split, so Timakata was 552, Willie was 279, and Harrison was 49 out of the 880 votes that were counted. It'll take a lot for Willie Pakoa to sneak up and peel that back. Plus, what gets watered down, we don't know. Say he loses half his votes and Timakata loses half his votes and splits over the 6, Timakata still wins. It's a big ask.
Yeah, but
Just saying,
It's
just
all
from
about
the,
calculation, huh?
yeah, it's like it's because it's such a, like you said before, you know, 100 votes is nearly going to get it. You know, like it's where you want more than that, probably 200. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mark and Terence. Lo Shepherd Outer Islands, you make out 1 seat, 6 candidates, ready on number 16 January. Now move on to go one look at the big one, Tana. Oh, Terence, this is going to be another big one. Plan the great leader, Plo country, come on, Tana.
Mauto Tana. Tana you misabe, you got 7 seat. Mo one total 19 candidates.
Lo 2022, how many candidates?
So 2022, you got 21 candidates.
So it drop.
It drop. And registered voters per Tana, 41,945. Total votes, 18,163. And void, 133. Valid vote, 18,030. So again, turn out pua. Pero some you misabi good lotana, ikat nakamal system itok you can pass
Respect, it talk.
respect itok and by you watch him lotana siya. And one way interesting na lotana, some two partabakan, two lights tabakan some two lana.
Two different house, two different political party.
Two different political party. One UMP, one TJP.
So Tana, problem
Money
money
where?
Tana again, huh?
He only scraped in by the skin of his teeth last time, didn't he? Laughlin got 1,200 votes. I mean, the clear winners last time was Harry Xavier and and Jotham 23.59 for Xavier, and Jotham was 22.30. And then it dropped down to some reasonable numbers. Andrew Solomon 17.47, Johnny Canapo 17.08. But they got 3 through out of there, so their vote, they still polled. They did very well. They obviously worked out how they were going to do it. So Simil Johnson was there, Bob Lockman, so they got 3 through. Yako Party got 1, UMP got 1. Leaders Party got 1 through there, and Groundmore Justice Party got 1.
So you talk about this. Amas Vanuatu Party got how many? 4.
3. How many? Oh, sorry,
Four.
I'm looking
This
at.
time.
Put 4 in, didn't they?
Vanuatu Party got 4. Emelo Island Blotana. You got same. UMP got 5. If I'm correct.
You got 5, yes.
UMP got 5 and you got 7 seats. And the other thing is that Yauko group, we got 1.
Smart.
I think smart. We have 1 smart.
Yeah, we're going to win that, and let's get
Yes.
on with it. Yeah. The Yako group work a bit different to the others. The Yako group see themselves as a filler. They go in, they do what they know where their base is, know where they're going to get a victory. They take the victory, and it leaves them solid. They don't have to. They're all friends. They all get on well, and so that makes it easier for them to dictate a position
very true,
in
yes.
any government that forms. So it's good politics. You know, they're not trying to be the VP or the UMP or the other fellas.
I think they play smart.
Play smart, very smart. Play it tight. They don't squirrel around. They just boom.
This boom. Now you Lotana, okay, plenty heavyweights. You think Sepahu now by he step inside the number all 7 seats here.
Ara Yauko group, Xavier. Why be dalam Xavier from Xavier ni wana lo kata MPs we ami wo kata mall area administrator area council. All di Xavier group all plans belakang man. Ami teska bi wo kata beli implement them lo all area lo tanah. So that's why you look at me karawan kutu lavot last time bro ami work kalau saya wo mall kata area council. Followed by Choni Kanapo lo VP Presiden lo Vanuatu Party babai. Emi tu bagai bak hotel leaders party. Baik tu yang bagai bak. Patri ulas dia bagai bak. Be onarwan bagai mi we fight from.
Okay, you Lotana, what do you think?
I think we might see Peter Napwat take Bob's seat from VP. I think VP will hold 3. I don't think they'll pull 4. And I think Peter, there could be a changing of the guard there. Maybe. I mean, Bob just snuck in. They did enough to be able to do it. They polled well enough previously, so let's see how it goes. UMP, I'm not sure what their strategy is there. That's a little bit...
5.
Wow, jingos. But maybe they're just trying to, just do a bit of sightseeing. I'm not sure, really. Xavier, straight in. Jotham, straight. I can't see those 2 missing out. Yeah. No, but that's Andrew, you mean? Andrew,
Crown and Justice Party.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll go okay, but his brother's probably going to split his vote. What do you reckon, Terence?
That's interesting, yes.
Yes, perubahan everyone bahkan lo area benakan mo antap lo not tanah and lo not tanah ya tu pita patah ona bloga
Pita Pata, yes, on Tanah Ferry
tu
RMC.
tu lo sem area bloga ta so by me interesting lo by me se by Andrew yang bisa maintain bak nambah problem o Andrew former MP
Tula Pratas, I mean, former MP.
by bisa maintain bak nambah o basa nambah li by trop o by sa
So you tell him, custom or respect.
Custom respect.
Yeah, Peter Patter's certainly going to throw a spanner in the works, isn't he? I mean, he's done a lot. He's got his ferry going in there.
Oh,
and
yes.
servicing the community, and it's. I would have thought that should be.
Oh, well, Mark, thank you. All big Flaman Lotana. It will seem some big names may come back. You, Terence, yes? Some big names come back?
Yes.
Some big names come back inside. Okay, thank you, Thomas. This
Yes,
is
I
Tana.
agree. Yes.
And think about Lotana, you got 7 seats and 19 candidates. You Lotana, you ready block custom votes law number 16 January. 2 more last one, Mark with Terence. Emi Tongwa. How many seats? How many candidates?
1 seat, 6 candidates.
2022?
2022, 1 seat,
4 candidates.
4 candidates.
So, you mean him say winner law 2022, how many? How much they win him? Come number one.
568 votes. John Amos over
Amos.
Willie Carlo for Willie Daniel for 455. Mary Lynn Abel got 1 and Thompson Bacoa got 140.
So, Mark, lo Ireland, lo Tonga Ireland, you think say by John Amos by come back?
No, I don't think so.
True, yeah, okay. Who
No,
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 think say,
I think-
who no think say by Save coming outlaw?
I think Willie Daniel will
Willie
probably-
Daniel?
Yes. He was the incumbent
Oh,
before
okay, Willie
and then he
Daniel,
got
yes.
rolled out. And he only missed by a hatful of votes. The vote's
numbers,
more
yes.
split now.
That's very true.
So
Must be down 608.
Terence can probably give us a little bit more of a takedown on that. I mean, Amos supplies the ship, comes and goes. He did his job at Justice and so on and so forth. But I just think maybe what Amos is going in is a Nemarakakina movement. So basically he's probably the only, if he gets any, the only one. So he'll have to join another party. So we'll probably where his allegiances go. And I think people, if they're voting for stability, I think that they'll probably have a crack at UMP and put Willie Daniel back. I think.
You think, okay.
We don't know what they're going to do until after the 16th. You know, it's we're not sure what people are going to do or say. So it depends. There is such scope for these guys if they electioneer properly and drag more people in, they can change the whole dynamics. There's one thing that's clear to me is the two constituencies that are going to affect the outcome is Malakula and Tanner. That's going to tell us who kicks in where, and it's pretty volatile. And you've got some pretty serious hitters in both those constituencies.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Lo Tonga, you ubay paso Tonga.
Mami ko tem Willie Daniel.
Willie Daniel. Okay, thank you, Thomas. Mi Tonga, one seat with them 6 candidates. All the best to Emilio Tonga. You may ready to cast and vote to Emilio number 16 January. And this time, last one, Lo Torres. Torres, how many seats here?
1 seat.
And how many candidates?
3 candidates.
3. Who are they?
Also,
John Joseph, Christoph Emily, and someone else. There's a third one.
And Arthur
Ketty.
Kete. Now, Christopher Emily been win last time, Lo Torres.
Just.
How many?
Christopher Emile mi been win last time lo 720.
How many candidates to time here?
4.
4 candidates.
4. Now 3.
Ale John Joseph mi run up lem lo 611.
So number me close up?
Kalau sap
But Hopkins is out, right?
Hopkins
He's
out,
there,
yes.
so it's 503 votes, and this Timothy Womack. So there's 774 votes there that have got to go somewhere. Are they going to go to Arthur Ketty? I thought that Christoph would be one of the first blokes you'd pencil in as going to win, but that's a lot tighter than I thought when you actually see the analysis. He could be in a bit of trouble. I mean, he's got there's a number of issues, a couple of clouds and different things, and whether that filters up there or whether you spend enough time there, or who knows?
That's a very good question.
lo Christopher Emile lo wikiano mo emi mas one John Joseph tur lo all kata lawyers blem.
I mean, look him.
Lo kata lawyers so by no mas using one legal document lo by mistapa lo sabe rapi sim blem lo Torres lo campaign. But so that we look also say you have finished dalam say emi kat one fia lo Joseph or
I don't know how you can have defamation. Defamation is when you broadcast something. Firstly, it has to be something that you don't know about in the first instance. And it was well publicised. And, you know, I like Christoph. I think he does a good job and he's a good businessman and does some things. And, you know, different people have different attitudes about how they conduct themselves. But I thought he would have been assured. I'm surprised it's as tight as what it is. But that said, he's a pretty shrewd operator. He's been doing it for a while. He's pretty hardcore, so he'll take a bit of rolling. And John Joseph will have to get out of bed pretty early, and if he's going to knock him off. So that'd be my opinion.
That's very true. 3 from one seat, Lo Torres. One and thinking you who may go through?
mi stop go for John Joseph.
John Joseph.
John Joseph.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
And you go from Christopher.
Well, I just think John Joseph's not far behind him, but
Yeah.
it just sometimes, you know, like that last 10 votes is hard to get. You know, seasoned campaigner, and Joseph's been coming at him for years. This is not his first campaign against
Oh, yeah,
Christoph
yeah,
Emily,
yeah.
so. But he's warming up to it. Maybe I'm not.
By mi sabi kat surprise.
You get some surprise, huh?
Surprise.
We've got to have some, haven't we? Otherwise,
Oh, yeah.
it's just same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Well, Emmanuel Torres, my last one, low list, and he got one seat with them 3 candidates. Dimui, Mr. Watcham, Lo Torres, number 16 January, please go cast them vote, please. Before we finish, Terence with the mark. People, thank you. To sabe serem ting ting blue. Po si vela we start watching, mo listen, we vela tisakri do vela. You sabe talem ting ting blue with them friend blue talem say no, these people are wrong. We are doing ourselves, so you better you talem because number 16 is just around the corner. Terence with the mark. I think everybody is kind at the moment. Every man is kind, only cat laugh. They go to the house, they dance, everybody is dancing. I hope that after election, the 52 can go and revisit again and dance again.
Jimmy of after election by numeron beta classico da. From night and track yorona beta classico da bibi sakaban nga
Ah, sakaban, everybody kind, huh?
Kind
We have drink have with him because 12 o'clock. Sapat tomorrow, Sunday, and so go church to ya.
Asa go church, everything.
Everybody is like, got love with the heart, look at that nice there.
I think the main thing we need to point out to anyone that's watching this is that it's a personal opinion. It's what you decide. We're just trying to give you what we see and the numbers and a few facts and figures. But at the end of the day, what you do when you go inside that polling booth is entirely up to you. And just all I ask and urge you all is, suppose everyone, make him sure, go, vote.
That's
one
correct.
time. And if you do that, it doesn't matter what happens because we've all got a right to a say. And we'll live with it because we've tried. But if you don't bother going, shut your box and go and turn your phones off and talk about something else and leave us in peace.
Thank you, Mark. You, Terence, last talk.
Vote blue, mi choice blue. Public holiday, ali putum lo go vote. You want finish? Tesko lo karen o you go magawanem. Manong.
Yeah, never something before we finish. What national ID card, they become easy mono.
Oh.
You can mo lo wallet. You say magal si swipe card lo bank, zip, and then off you go.
You go.
So what more
Easy.
talk here? Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Terence.
Thank you very much.
1 or 2 telepost news update lo snap election. I want to wish him everyone will go vote. All the best. Make sure you vote. Mo will meet you back and after the election. But I'm saying who now all winners will go through the parliament lo next one back. What more talk here? Thank you. Nice election day, number 16 January.